Heroes, Games, and Hobbies. We're finishing up the second week of the Graabvelt campaign. So Space Wolves kind of moved out, got into a few battles with Tau and Chaos. Of note, there was a battle over here on the left. I think it's this one. Was a 2K versus 1K battle, which the Space Wolves just won by like 1 kill point. It was a kill point battle. So look forward to, there'll be a picture battle report on that. Anything else? We're in week 2. Anything you want to talk about, Mr. Planet Spirit? We had these Necrons show up. That's really interesting. They showed up and attacked the orcs, huh? From the moon.
I'll give a little bit here, Douglas. So we got that. That's pretty cool. So we got a new player. Other thing you guys may have noticed if you watched the first video is this time around I've actually got all these little magnets all over the place. I colored them all up. Hopefully the paint will stay on.
So everyone's territory's marked?
Yeah, we got the actual markings on the territories, which is super cool.
Who ended up in first place? You know, what are the players' standings?
Week 1? Oh, bugger.
Do you remember you got your little binder right there?
Yeah, I got my little binder. Let's find out, guys.
You want territories-wise?
Yeah, I think territories
Casey week 1.
Casey ended up in first?
Yeah.
Not the Tau guy, okay.
Yeah, Lord Casey.
Okay, so we got the Plague Marines.
40.
That's
After
the
that,
Plague Marines up here and what the
these guys up here with the bone color.
Is that pre-Pete?
Yeah, Pripyat Marshes.
Pripyat Marches. So they're in first place technically going into week 2.
Yeah, and then after that was
the Demons.
Mr. Alex over here with Demons, and then we had Tau down here in the desert.
Nice, Tau.
Necrons. Actually, no, I'm sorry, Space Wolves. Mr. Douglas here, he was 4th.
Okay.
Or no, I'm wrong. I'm wrong again. Douglas is 5th. Necrons was actually 4th, which is interesting. It's because Mr.
By
Griffin,
like 1 point or whatever.
Yeah, by 1 point.
It's all good.
And then after that, we had Orcs.
Space
right
Wolves and Orcs.
And then we had Eldar.
Over in the island. Oh, that's interesting.
And then Thousand Suns are down at the bottom, and poor High Sorcerer Matt, he's kind of having a hard time at the moment. He's getting wailed on over there.
1,000 Suns are kind of boxed into this little, what is this called?
Yeah, we have this Master Cluster F over here
forest.
At the moment. So
Gloom Void Forest.
This was one battle that's already been played. We'll have a battle report up on that later because I took a lot of video, and once we get uploaded. High Sorcerer Matt won that and pushed the Eldar back, but now he's got another 2,000 point game he's got to deal in the same in just the location right next to it. So he's really trying to push Teddy off of the mainland and back onto the island, which is a big deal because his fortress is right there. So if Teddy gets onto the island, he's probably going to go and attack Matt's fortress.
And then there's Tau guys down here picking on him too.
Yeah.
It's perfect. Take that, High Sorcerer, Matt. You deserve it.
Yeah.
Over here, Space Wolves are fighting in... Are we fighting in the pass right here?
Yeah. We got a fight here.
So we got a 1,000 point fight in the pass. And then next to the fortress.
Yeah, right there.
And then Space Wolves and Chaos fought, and Space Wolves won both their battles. There was one up in the city for 1K. We ended up winning. It was like... That was a massive win. And then... over here, the 2K versus 1K, the Space Wolves won. That was Logan's army. Logan, a Rune Priest, Arjack, and 2 Lone Wolves. It was a 1 kill point army. It was a kill point mission. And we won by 1 kill point on turn 5. It ended on turn 5. Both those games ended on turn 5s. And probably if we didn't, the Demons probably would have took both those games. So close games for the Space Wolves, but we're winning. And that's pretty much it. It looks like the Plague Marines are in first place.
Actually, I will say one more thing, Douglas. I was taking a look at our responses on our first video. We had a couple questions posted by viewers.
Yeah.
I'm going to go and answer them real quick. First thing is people was asking about how movements work in this game.
Okay.
Keep it simple. So you got all these tokens, right? And every single token, that represents 1,000 points of your force. So everyone's got 5 tokens, so they have a 5,000 point master list that they draw from. And each token does not represent a specific amount of his force. That's just how many points he's got in that battle. So, for example, Lord Casey over here, he's running the Plague Reaper, which is a Nurgle Baneblade. Okay, he's had it up here, but then he could also have it down here at a different token. That doesn't matter. But in terms of actual movements, they are basically allowed to move 1 territory space per turn, just kind of like Risk, if you guys have played that. So you get a cycle, he can move his piece back here, he has to wait for cycling, he can keep on going. And this cycle just keeps on repeating until everyone gets their pieces locked in. So it's kind of like that. It's a little bit of a tactical movement there.
And how do pieces get locked?
How do pieces get locked? Okay, so for example, right here, we got Elstein Island. This is Casey's at the moment.
The Elder player or the Nurgle player?
Nurgle player. If Farseer Teddy, our Eldar player, decides to attack this location, he goes in here like that and he takes and he's contesting this territory. What happens here is now Casey's locked.
And both those guys are locked,
They're
right?
both locked.
Yep.
They have to keep both of them and 3 players or however many we got in the battles. We can have multiplayer battles. Hasn't happened yet, but I hope it does. They have to keep at least one piece there to fight the battle.
Yep.
So if Casey's got another one over here, for example, he can choose to withdraw that one piece and have it move freely. He just can't forfeit the territory until later.
And then if you moved into an empty territory, your piece would be locked also.
Yeah, and we don't have any more empty territories. Everything was neutral other than all the
Or
strongholds.
like an empty
all the 10
enemy
pointers.
territory, though.
Oh, an empty enemy territory, yeah.
You
So
get
Casey's
stuck there.
piece isn't there, and Teddy wants to go in. He's locked in at that territory, right? But then once this campaign turn is over, and if Casey doesn't go to stop him, Teddy just automatically gets this 3-point zone right.
And we're doing a campaign turn like once a week, roughly, unless
once a
something
week.
happens.
Yeah, this week's a little rough because Christmas is on
Christmas.
Sunday, obviously, so we might extend that week. We might just do a lot of auto battles, which I'm probably going to talk about next week.
So you could end up in 5 battles.
Yeah, you can have a max of 5 battles if you want to do a bunch of 1,000s, which is what Douglas did over here. He just spread all of his pieces all over the place and got in a bunch of 1,000-point battles. He's got 2 more he's got to take care of. Some of the other guys they've been concentrating, like Phaeron Griffin over here. Since he's kind of stuck on the island, he had to concentrate his forces.
Yes,
So we had
these 2 little spots.
So we had a 1, 2, 3. He had an apocalypse level battle over there. He won that one. That's because he was going against 2,000 points orcs.
Nice.
It was interesting, is because that was a really close game. You guys will watch that one later once we post the video. But Griffin almost lost, which was really interesting. The orcs just managed to pull off some really neat shenanigans, but it was because they had extra stratagems because of how apocalypse works, which we'll talk a little bit more about later. I think that's it, guys. For the
So last week, too, we might end up with a week delay. We're not sure yet, but, everyone check in. Make sure you check the blog, shotdownmine.blogspot.com. Become a member of 40K Nation, 40knation.com, and follow along with the campaign. We got tons and tons of battles going on here.